Hey, what's up everyone? Life for God here with you guys, and today we're going to have a look at the app for Xbox platform. It's EA Access. The reason why I'm looking at EA Access is because of the fact that I was able to play Battlefield 5, the open beta, just a couple days sooner before everyone else because of the fact that EA Access had it available, so that was pretty cool. Now, I am going to show a couple of things and discuss a couple of other news that's been going on with EA and stuff. So first and foremost, I wanted to tell you that the app itself is a pretty decent app. It gives you different access to game trials, full games. We'll go into that just in a little bit. So some of the games that you can actually play right now are FIFA 19, which is a game trial. I was hoping that you can actually play the game and finish the journey, which is a single player campaign. I was really hoping for that, but when I found out you get 10 hours, which is really good. That's one really good thing I like about EA that they're doing, is that they'll give you 10 hours of access to the game. For instance, FIFA 19, NBA Live 19, and and also Star Wars Battlefront 2. So those are some of the games that you can play. I think as of right now, if I'm not mistaken, there is a. Let me see if I can pull that up really quickly. There is, as of right now, which is the 7th of October 2018, you have access to 59 games that are published by EA or Electronic Arts. So it has a pretty robust roster of games you can get into. Not all of them you're actually going to be able to play full on. They're not full games, all of them are. For instance, NHL 19 is also a game trial, which are some of the new releases that are coming out. And I know that somewhere in the video we're going to be able to find out Battlefield 5 is a game trial also, so that's pretty cool. The only thing is that, like I said, let me go back to FIFA, is that I thought I could use those 10 hours just to get access to the full game, but the journey only allows you to play through the first chapter, which I believe are 8 chapters or 9 chapters that are available, so that's pretty cool. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that I had a heck of a time getting this application installed. When I installed it, it was only about maybe 33 megabytes. I can't remember exactly how big the file was. It wasn't anything extraordinary. It was just something very simple. Let's see. Well, actually, it was only 13 megabytes, so that's not too bad. But the first time I installed it, I couldn't get it to launch. I tried launching Battlefield 1943, which is an old classic that a lot of people like. I kept getting all these error messages, but after that, I looked on forums and I found out that you restart your machine, and that happened to work for me. It restarted and everything worked out pretty good. It picked up the fact that I had the game trial and I can put a lot of the extra stuff for the Access Hub in there. So that was pretty cool, but yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to mention to you guys, that when I tried to install the game, it did give me a heck of a hard time at first. And I do want to show you guys that right now, the EA Access Hub application itself is sitting at like 2.4 stars, so it's not that good of rating, and I'll be able to show that here in a little bit. How it does feel a little bit broken. It does feel like when I was installing here, I'll be showing you Burnout Remastered. I think it's Burnout Paradise Remastered, and I started downloading different things, and it kind of slowed my whole application down, and I got stuck and I had to restart it again. So I just wanted to mention that also, that the ratings for this EA Access is not that good. I kind of wanted to point that out to you. And another thing that some folks were complaining about, and it's a little bit difficult, you can do it a little easier now, is to unsubscribe to the subscription, or unsubscribe to the service, which is $4.99 a month, which comes out to $5 and something with taxes and stuff. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind. But they did update it after I initially installed the application, and it seemed to be running a lot smoother. It looked a little bit different. The menus were laid out just a little bit different. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind, that the unsubscribe is now available through your account. So you have to go, you can go into EA Access, go into your account, and it brings up a browser. So it does make you jump through some hoops to unsubscribe to the application instead of just being able to do it from the application itself. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now let's have a look at when it starts up. So it starts out pretty quickly. It's not that bad. You come up to a splash screen, and then it shows you right now NBA Live 19 is what they're featuring. So it's giving you a couple of news there that play October 9th through November 7th, and you get a free jersey for Allen Iverson, which is pretty cool. Now the way the menus are laid out, it's not that pretty. I don't think they're as nice as they could be. But it's just me my preference is that, the kind of the grays and stuff. it doesn't really make it pop. It doesn't really make it look nice to the eye. So that's just my preference, and I wanted to point that out. Now you have news, you have around the web, you have coming soon, and it's pretty cool. In news, you can see a lot of the different videos that are laid out for you, a lot of the stuff that EA is doing with their games, and it's actually pretty neat. Let's see if we can pull up a video really quickly. So if you go over to the games menu, you can see a couple of different things. Like here, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which I believe is the second part for Mirror's Edge, is a full game. So it's 16.8 gigabytes, and it shows you how many friends play the game. I like the fact that it tells you how big the download is, because it makes you say, okay, well, I know I have to free up that much space, and do I really want to spend the time to download it? But this is one thing that you do want to. This is cool. I like this. This is nice that it tells you how much space it's gonna take, who's playing the game, some screenshots and similar games. As you can see there, Burnout Paradise Remastered, which is the full. Actually, it's a game trial, so that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. In the top left corner, it's going to tell you either the full game or it's a game trial. So this one's 7.7 gigabytes. We're going to go ahead and download that. Of course, I have to go through my my passcodes, and it gives you, you have to let it have access and download the game itself. So it also tells you, should we download the extra content for the EA Access Hub, which I say, yeah, go ahead. It gives you a lot more information. And then we jump over back to Mirror's Edge, 16.8 gigabytes. It's a full game, which I enjoy the fact that it tells me that. So we go ahead and install that one in the background. And now Star Wars Battlefront 2, it's only a game trial. It's 64.7 gigabytes, which is a pretty big file. But yeah, we're just gonna have a look at Faye. Actually, that's a newer game that came out. Faye is actually 2.4 gigabytes. It's kind of like a side scroller adventure platformer kind of game, and I'm gonna go ahead and install that because I'm interested in playing those kind of games. It gives you the game details, of course, who's playing, screenshots, and similar games. So at this point, I just kind of want to tell you guys that there's direct competitors to this, and like I said, you have access to 59 games within the EA Access platform, which is $4.99 a month. There is Xbox Game Pass, which right now actually boosts as of October 7th, which is a Sunday. It's boosting the fact that Forza Horizon 4, which is one of the mainstays, one of the biggest games that Xbox has, that is featured on Xbox Game Pass. So that's one of the things I wanted to point out to you guys. The direct competitor to this application and this service is Game Pass, which, in my opinion, I've already downloaded Forza Horizon. I've been playing it for a while now, and I've had a lot of, really good time, and I really enjoy the fact that, wow, I can actually have access to the full game for, I think it's a month or 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. It just depends on when Xbox takes the service away, but I think it's a month. So, you kind of got to balance everything out. You got to think about it. Well, do I want to play some of the games like Titanfall 2, or do I want to play a new title like Forza Horizon 4? So it's just completely up to you. And Game Pass, in my opinion, does a little bit of a better job. I think right now Game Pass has 119 games available to us, as opposed to just 59 that are going to stay with EA or anything else that EA releases later on. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind. And I'm going to have a look at Titanfall 2, which is 68.8 gigabytes. It's the full game. I really enjoy the fact that you can look at some of these videos. I'm not going to play the whole thing just in case there's a copyright strike or something like that, but this is a very cool little short film that they have for Titanfall 2. I'm not sure where it originates from, but I know it's something that having to do with Titanfall, so it's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and just show a little bit of it, and then get to the end, and it's just about a malfunctioning, it's called Unprepared for Titanfall, but it's just about a malfunctioning Titan that doesn't want to, follow the girl's commands and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty cool little thing that you can view within the app itself, so that's something, pretty cool. Yeah, will it hold your attention more than maybe 5 minutes? Probably not, but it's good to look at these things and point these things out, and I want to show you guys so that you guys can know whether or not you want to get this, or maybe even try it for a month and then cancel. And like I said, cancellations are a little bit easier now, but you still have to jump through some hoops. So as I just continue to show you just a little bit of what the news is like, how you can actually get access to some of these videos and watch them and just find out what's going on in the world of EA, which is pretty cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump over to, let me see what else we're going to look at. So let's go ahead and have a look at the last tab, which there's 3 tabs to start off with. There's what's new, there's games, and then there's my account. Within my account, this is where you actually can get access or easier way of canceling the subscription or looking at what you have. So it's a lot better. I like the fact that they actually put a button in there. They put something in there to make it a lot easier, which a lot of people were going to complain about. I personally don't like the fact that you make people jump through some hoops and stuff. So I didn't like that part very much. But let's see, in games you have installed games, which I have quite a few. Well, not quite a few, but I have a couple. I have Battlefield 1, of course. I have a couple of the game trials like NBA Live 19, FIFA 19. Pretty soon I'll have Burnout and probably Unravel 2, which Unravel 2 is only a game trial, so 10 hours of that. I'm hoping I can beat it in 10 hours, and I'm just really interested in it. So yeah, within the game trials you can see a lot of the different stuff. I have right now also installed is a 1943 Battlefield, the older Battlefield. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty easy to navigate. It's kind of like well, I wish it was a little bit cleaner, a little bit prettier to look at, but that's just me and my preference. So let's go ahead and I did want to point this out. I had to do the video twice because I lost some of my files and stuff, but I tried to I had downloaded Battlefield Bad Company 2, as you can see there, and it says play now, and then I tried playing the game and it says that what do you want to open it with, app in a store. So it took me automatically to Battlefield 3, which is 2 completely different games. So there is a bug within the game. A lot of the complaints are about that, is it crashes, there's bugs in it. So it's just stuff that you really need to kind of keep in mind when you're searching and you're shopping and you wanted to play video games at a lower cost. So that's one thing that you want to keep in mind. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up normally, going into my games and then launching it. So it launches very quickly. That's one thing I will have to mention, is that once you get it installed, once you get the game going, you almost never have a problem of launching the game, and it starts up almost absolutely quick as anything. So I just launched a show here, Battlefield Bad Company 2. I wanted to jump into a game, and right now it's pretty cool. You can still jump into some of these retro games and play to your heart's content. Now granted, this is an older title. It has aged pretty well, but looking at spectacular scenes like Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, which I think that Electronic Arts and DICE did an absolutely wonderful job to look at. It's an older title, but still, you're going to have fun if you like these. And it's pretty cool to just go ahead and jump into a game and be able to play. Granted, lobbies are not full. Sometimes you might be playing, like in this game, I think I played 4 against 3 the whole session. So yeah, it's something to look forward to, but also to keep in mind. When I played Battlefield 1943, we were getting base camped. I mean, we would respawn, and then there's a tank there, and then there's a plane flying around that had no opposition, so he could line up runs, strafing runs, and just knock us out if we were trying to run away from the tank or trying to destroy. But I just kind of wanted to point that out. It does load up pretty quickly, but I will also show you some of the reviews again, just so you guys can know that it is a pretty good app. But if I had to pick between Xbox Game Pass, GameFly services, or EA, or even the PlayStation, if you have the PlayStation, I think this one would be at the bottom of the list, but only because I'd have to have a reason to want to play these games or want to have that nostalgia. A really good thing is the price point. Price point is $5, which is not too bad. Hopefully they don't jack it up. Hopefully it doesn't hike up, which I don't think it would be worth it at that point if it's bigger than $5, But right now, I really liked playing FIFA 19, the trial, and just to check it out, and NBA Live 19, I played the demo. So that's a little bit of what I wanted to point out to you guys, and just see that we can jump into a game straight away. It almost automatically just starts us so quickly. And yeah, it's one of those things that you really want to kind of look forward to, and you just say, hey, that's pretty cool. I want to play the game. Or like, say you want to play Faye, you could probably finish it up. Hopefully it's not a game trial. Maybe you can play it and finish it up in 10 hours, which would be pretty cool price point for that point. And kind of just wanted to mention right now also, I wanted to do a little bit of news on EA. Now, it's been seen in news all over the world this past week that FIFA 19, you get less than 1% chance of getting a top player. So that's one of the black eyes that keeps me also away from doing services like these for an extended amount of time. It's just that I don't think I can trust them. I don't think that I want to. And quite frankly, most of the time I'm like, it's pretty cool to actually have access for 10 hours to a game, but I don't want to support a company that's going to be doing these kind of practices. And I'll be putting up a little bit of video on the FIFA 19 scandal, where it's been known that the loot boxes you can't get, or you have less than like 0.1% chance of getting something really good. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to make that video for you guys so you guys can see EA Access. Have a little bit of gaming news in there also. And yeah, just to let you know what's going on in the gaming world, just keep your eyes out for more videos of mine. I'm going to be trying to put some stuff together, like recently on GOG.com, which is goodoldgames.com. You can actually have a free game on there, which is really cool. I wish I would have been able to make a video on it, but I had to work, so it just kind of got in the way. The game that you actually could get was Shadow Warriors 2, which is an older title, but it's a pretty cool little game that I wanted to kind of check out. It was pretty cool. I mean, it's free, so I went ahead and checked that out. So it was GOG.com, which is another if you're looking for a way to shop and stuff. And they don't sponsor me at all, but it's just something I wanted to mention, that I got a free game from them. Now, I don't know if you had to be a member for a long time. It just say something about like loyalty or being, shopping with them for a while. So just keep it tuned in right here. I'll be having some more news for you guys. I'm Light for God, and this has been a look at EA Access and kind of a little bit of look at some gaming news as far as putting one and one together. I mean, you can like the games. There's a lot of games that I'd skip over. I don't really care for, so that's why I mentioned there's only 59 games at the time. A lot of them are older, so that's why I kind of want to put that together for you guys, help you guys do a little bit of shopping, help you manage your resources a little bit better, which I know I need, and just have overall fun with video games. And yeah, like I said, I had to put in the reviews, and I had to look at some other news that's been going on. So yeah, that's some things that you can look forward to on my channel. Well, anyways, guys, I am Light for God. That's been the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Or maybe you don't like EA, just go ahead and dislike that video for me. Anyway, guys, I'm Light for God. I will see you when I see you, and hopefully in the next episode.